Hi Aquarius, welcome to your personal energy focus reading. Because we're mid-September, we're going to call these readings energies that you will be navigating as you start to enter the new decade, 2020. So with that said, I'm going to say God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for my Aquarius friends. I thank you for all the subscribers, the likes, the comments, the shares, the ringing the bell thingy, and I thank you for our passersby who stop in and interact with this community. We ask you now to show us what energies Aquarius will be navigating, what personal energies they will be navigating as we walk into the year 2020, as it relates to health and wellness, which is mind, body, and spirit, as it relates to career and money, and as it relates to relationships such as family, friends, and co-workers. We thank you for giving us clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity, and we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Show us the energies that Aquarius will be navigating as we walk into 2020. Okay, so, ready? Health and wellness. Again, that's mind, body, and spirit. We have hope. Okay, that is the same as the star card. So that's us showing up actually in our own reading right off the bat in health and wellness. And in, career and money, we have transformation, which is the same as the death card. And in family, friends, and relationships, co-workers, perhaps, we have mental conflict. Not surprising for an air sign, and as we make big changes coming into the new year. For the energies right now, I'm using the Psychic Tarot, which is John Holland's Oracle deck. And I'm going to, before we pull clarification on the energies, I'm going to pull an Oracle message from The Enchanted Map by Colette Baron Reid. And then whenever I do the clarifiers, we'll be doing that with the Good Tarot, also by Colette Baron Reid. And then my PS is always done with the Everyday Tarot. Okay, so put this card back in here in the middle somewhere. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit. Show us clearly what is the oracle message to complement the energies on the table. We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity, and we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Please show us clearly what is the oracle message for our Aquarius friends as we walk in to 2020. Okay, ready? Protecting treasure. And this is 39. The number is 39. Wow, beautiful. There you go. We're going to read it, and I'm going to keep it held up to you as I read it so that we can, if you can intuit any messages from it for yourself, you can do that. You can screenshot it. Protecting treasure. You're always protected and divinely directed. Although this is a time of great risk, know that at a fundamental level, you are able to move forward safely and securely. The proverbial nest egg is safe and sound no matter the fluctuations in the world. Guardian angels and other guides are whispering to you, making you aware of their protective presence. Your loyalty is an important theme now. Nurture that which you hold dear. This is a good time to strengthen bonds of friendship and ensure their integrity. If you feel tested right now, know that a true and loyal heart always achieves its aim. Take refuge under an angel's wing. You are not alone and have no need to fear. Embrace your courage. Well, I feel like that's very relevant excuse me, to what I'm seeing right here on the board. And you'll notice that I did not include romantic relationships. We just did those last week, so I'm not going to look at that again. We're looking at us as individuals in our health and wellness. Again, we're showing up in our own reading with hope and career and money. We've got transformation. Some of you guys out there, me included, are on new trajectories with our career and our money, and in family, friends, and co-workers, we have mental conflict. So I'm anxious to see how these clarifiers pop out. God, guides, angels, archangels, and Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for our Aquarius friends. Show us clearly what is the clarifying messages that go with hope in health and wellness. What is the clarifying messages that go with transformation in career and money? Show us the clarifying messages for mental conflict as it relates to family, friends, and co-workers. We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Okay, guys, let's get some context to these energies and see what's happening here. Okay, with hope, it's being clarified with Queen of Water, and it's being clarified with King of Fire. With transformation, we've got clarification with the Hanged Man and clarification with Messenger of Air. Okay, and with mental conflict in family, friends, and co-workers, we've got patience. And we've got 10 of Fire. Wow. Okay, so I feel like this is awesome. Let's start with health and wellness. Now remember, health and wellness can be mind, body, and spirit. And in this case, I really believe it's all. It's all the energies. And the hope is again, it's the same as the star card. So it's like you have, look at you right there in the center, right? It's like you have understood yourself to be the most valuable part of your health and wellness. Whenever we don't do our self-care and take care of ourselves and put ourselves first, it's almost impossible for us to do the next right thing for other people. And sometimes that next right thing is letting them go, but we'll get to that whenever we get to family, friends, and relationships at work. But this is health and wellness, right? So it's you embodying your full self, every part of you. And it shows that you are in a place where, and if you're not there yet, it's asking you to get there, this emotional intelligence, this understanding, this unconditional love for yourself, unconditional acceptance for yourself. And what happens is whenever we get there, it's easier for us to unconditionally allow others to be who they are also. And she's at peace, right? She's at peace with who she is. She's at peace with where she's realized herself to be. She's at peace with how she shows up in the world. And then you have the King of Fire. This is the King of Wands. He's powerful and purposeful and passionate and inspired. Look at the wisdom, or not look at the wisdom in his age. This shows me wisdom. But look at the guidance that he gets. He's got this yellow, it's like the sun is shining on him. He's constantly being guided by his angels, his archangels, the guides, the Holy Spirit. And his passion is right here in his heart. See how his heart is lit up? He's decided that he is going to live his life from his heart, because he understands that whenever he does that, and again, being emotionally intelligent, leading from your heart is different from being driven by emotion, right? Our heart, for me, is always connected with our higher self, and our heart knows the best direction and the best next step to take. Emotions and feelings, and they're actually two different things, but they're different. When they drive us, sometimes we can have a feeling or an emotion about something in a negative sense, and if we act on that, it can have repercussions that we don't necessarily want, not for ourselves or other people. So this queen, it's like she has become this emotionally intelligent being, right? And Aquarius, that's where we are at this time. And you know, a lot of people say, and if you're not here, the energies are very appropriate for you to get there at this time. But what I was about to say is, for us as air signs, people think we're always in our head. We're always in our head. For me personally, it's very true. I've lived my life that way. And recently I've allowed myself to let my heart be cracked open and let Spirit minister to me in a way that I could love myself, which in effect allows me to love others. And I can be passionate about how I live my life. I can be passionate about where I go. And this is the energy that's available to all of us right now, is to have passion and purpose in our day-to-day life as we move into 2020. So then we're looking at transformation as it relates to career and money. So here's the question: how are you showing up at work, right? Because whenever we go through a personal transformation like this in our health and wellness, and again, I feel like this is on all levels for us. And whenever we do it from our heart, when we go to our heart space first, like all the other things kind of fall in place. We start eating right. We start thinking right. In our highest and best good, right? It bleeds over into our business life, right? It bleeds over into how we show up at work. It bleeds over, or if you're not working, if you're retired, it bleeds over in how you interact with other people on projects that you're working on possibly. But this transformation is like whatever you could have recently started it and you're taking it into 2020, but somehow or another something's going to be totally different for you in the workplace. Perhaps you're going to be starting a whole new job. Perhaps you're getting a promotion. Perhaps you're starting your own company, or you're going to work for yourself or something like that, or you're adding a new service to what you already do. But it's being clarified with the Hanged Man, okay? So what the Hanged Man does is he kind of chills out for a little bit, right? And he pulls back and he kind of looks at the situation from like a 10,000 foot perspective, where he can see more clearly how everything is affected by everything. So he looks at things a little differently than he used to. Perhaps at one time he was just out to get that next promotion, climb the ladder, the corporate ladder or whatever. But he's backed up and he's looking at things differently, right? He becomes a messenger of air. This is air, which is the same as the swords in the traditional tarot. So this is you, Aquarius, being a messenger of your truth, right? It's like you show up. Again, you show up differently. Things have transformed. Things have totally changed. You are not the same person you used to be. There's nothing about who you are today that looks like who you were even last year or 2 years ago. You've been doing a lot of work, and it's spilling over into every other area of your life. So you are very dogmatic about being true to who you are, because you love the way this new you presents herself or himself, and because it's more about who you are. It's more in line with your values and what is important to you. As we move into family, friends, and coworkers, we have mental conflict, and this is probably relationships, right? Are probably the hardest thing for an Aquarius, because we think in our mind we know what they need to do. So we think we know what they need to do if they would just listen to us. And it's like you're trying to figure it out in your mind, how to help people understand what you understand, how to help people get to where you are, or how to help people better navigate their own lives, or whatever it is that we think that we know that they need to know, right? And it's like Spirit's trying to break through that barrier of you feeling like you have to fix it for them, of us feeling like we have to be the ones who make people understand, it's like for an Aquarius, you look at somebody and you think, if you could just do blah 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 blah, then your life would change. But not all people are there. Not all people are ready for that information. And it's like Spirit's trying to say, with this energy right here, trying to break through that mental barrier. It's like Spirit's trying to say, chill out. Let me bathe that left brain of yours. And then there's the vines up here. They look like a half of a heart if you look at that real close. Each one looks like a half of a heart, right? And it's like, I feel like it's saying, if you could just understand, not you, but it's like you, Aquarius, are thinking this for other people, If you could just understand to connect to your heart and let your heart lead you. But that message doesn't come through real well from an Aquarian because we're so technical, analytical, and all that other stuff. I don't mean technically savvy, because I'm not that, but it's like everything is blah blah blah. If you could just get it this way, you would understand. That's how we move forward, right? So I feel like that's part of what our struggle is. We feel it, we know it, we embody it, and if you could just get it, right? When you're talking to somebody else, if you could just get it. But it's hard to transfer that heart energy from us to them with words, because words are so inadequate to describe the heart. I hope that makes sense. So here's our energy advice, kind of, is just to be patient with people, right? Basically, I feel like this is saying the best way to help other people is to not help other people. And I hope that makes sense to you in the way that, because we want to help people, but sometimes we enable people instead. And I feel like this is about that. It's about being patient. Sometimes transmuting energy is better done in the quiet of your own home, sending them love, sending them grace, sending them mercy, sending them light, not in a way that says, God, this is what they need to do, but allowing God or Spirit to do their job, and us backing up and just sending them love and light and healing and good energy. And that's about this Patience card. It's the same as the Temperance card, which is a huge change for us as Aquarians, because we really do think we have all the answers. There's a 1 and a 4. We want to create firm foundations for everybody, but whenever we add the 1 and the 4 together, it's change. So I feel like Spirit's saying, change the way you're looking at that too. We don't necessarily have all the answers. And then here's the 10 of Fire. As we move through this energy of patience where we back up, it's like all these old issues with relationships between people just kind of burn away. The issues just dissipate because we're no longer trying to control it all. We give it up to Spirit, who's the one who has the ability to get in there and do what needs to be done. Here's that protection card again, right? And it talked about strengthening our bonds with people. Whenever we allow people to be who they are and we just love them unconditionally anyway, that's actually, see how inadequate words are? That didn't even make sense. Love them unconditionally anyway. That means in spite of what you're doing, I'm going to love you anyway, which is not unconditional love because there's still judgment there. But anyway, it's like it strengthens the bonds and it protects the heart space for the both of you whenever we just allow people to be who they are. And like I said, all the issues dissipate. Now, does that mean lay down and let people take advantage of you? No, that just means don't go try to fix everybody. It's not our mission as we walk into 2020, right? If you're not here, if you're not where these energies are, this is the perfect opportunity for you to get there, and because the energies are ripe for you to move in that arena. Okay, God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for these messages for Aquarius. I ask you to show us clearly what is the PS that goes with this message. We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Show us clearly what is the PS as we move forward into the year 2020. Look, all this stuff, you know, whenever we go out and try to fix humanity, because we're humanitarians, right? We have the answers that everybody needs if they would just listen to us. Whenever we go out and do that, sometimes we feel dejected, rejected, and all that other stuff because people aren't receptive to our knowledge or our advice, right? So we feel dejected and rejected. And this is saying this is the end of that cycle. This is the Ten of Swords. It's the end of that, Aquarius, where we don't have to feel dejected and rejected because we're no longer going to put our nose in other people's business in that way. Here's that Death card again. This is a whole new way for us to show up. Let me tell you something. And I'm Aquarius, sun and moon. And so it's like whenever I think about this and I think about all of the relationships that I have in the past year allowed to just organically be whatever they're going to be, and me just let love lead in those relationships, it's a total transformation, because guess what? If people aren't playing with me, I'm no longer feeling this way. I no longer feel rejected and dejected. Instead, I feel like, you know what? They're on their journey. I'm on my journey. And it's like this control that I'm no longer trying to have over other people. It's a total new life. It's like a total transformation. And it's more peaceful. Look, and it allows me to be in a space, and this is what it's going to be for all of us, right? It's like whenever we let go of the control, I'm not just talking about my life, I'm talking about Aquarians in general. When we let go of the control, it's a whole new life. It transforms who we are, and it allows us to be in a place of feeling more balanced, because we're not out there trying to fix stuff for other people, so we're no longer over-giving and over-caring, which is actually something that Aquarians do. Despite whatever people say that Aquarians don't have any feelings, Aquarians do have them. They just approach things differently. But this allows us to be at a place of peace, and that whenever we do give, and it's reciprocated. There's equal give and take. There's lots of balanced generosity going on in this card with the Six of Pentacles. So it looks like Spirit's moving us into a whole different place. Not that we are going to not be Aquarians anymore, but that we're going to approach life a little differently in a way that's actually more beneficial to humanity, and in a way that actually is more beneficial to us too. Okay, Aquarius, that's your reading for the energies moving into 2020. I love you guys so much, and until next time, go out and have a super duper day. Bye.